Yo, what's up, y'all? Peace, collective, another message. This one's about religion, okay? And why it's important to respect your ancestors and say fuck these religions and get down to the nitty gritty. Because at the end of the day, you won't be able to contact your ancestors when you think of your ancestor is fucking Buddha, Allah, or Moses, or Jesus, or these fucking characters that really don't exist besides to like fucking like energies inside you, and they're just renaming and rebranding these things, and then you're thinking of them as physical people who existed, and you're putting fucking energy and feelings and emotions into these characters, which are ultimately feeding a bigger beast. Okay, and we're gonna talk about that. Okay, because in 2012, all right, there was an experiment conducted by scientists where they got 100 ancient languages from around the world. Okay, so they got languages from Africa. Okay, they got languages from China and different Asian countries. Okay, they got languages from Native Americans. Okay, in different regions. Okay, and they collected them all into this algorithm, into this matrix. Okay, and they were able to break down through the etymologies of these languages that all these languages came from one source. Okay, and that source was Sumeria. Okay, and if anyone knows something about Sumeria, then y'all know where I'm about to go with this. Okay? Because there's a certain group of people who are experiments. Okay? That's kind of all people, in a way. And we'll get into that. Okay? So, the Anunnaki story. If y'all not familiar with it by now, which is all over the internet, people should be familiar with this story already. Who are the Anunnakis? Okay, that's a general term for many species of aliens which came to Earth over different thousands of years and periods of time here to mine fucking materials from this Earth and strip materials from this Earth. Specifically monatomic gold, because that's what they use to shield their planet's atmosphere and ozone layer, because they ultimately destroyed it, right? Just like they're doing now to this planet, right? Because history repeats itself, and it's the same fucking story, okay? And that's why in Antarctica, where they got the fucking underground bases, and they got all this hidden shit, and the Admiral Byrd with the lands, and they got the pyramids and shit with the deep underground military bases and shit, okay? And then they got the volcano that erupts monatomic gold in Antarctica. Okay? A volcano that erupts monatomic gold in Antarctica. The same shit they came here to mine, okay? Underground military bases. What's going on? They're all working together. Okay? There's a group of people that call themselves the chosen people. They were chosen to do the orders of these specific beings who are running shit, who ultimately created a race of beings for them to basically be slaves and run their machinery, but not be smart enough to question shit. Okay? And that was their ultimate plan. Shit backfired on them, even though they are, they are enjoying the energy that they can harvest from us. Okay? So, in this experiment, right, 100 languages, they found they all come from Sumeria. Okay, this is very important because Sumeria gives us a lot of our modern day culture, from agriculture to freaking time, the way we do time, to basically everything, architecture, language, religions, everything. Okay, all of that comes from Sumeria. Okay, they gave us our perceptions of time. Time is just the sun and the moon moving. That's it. That's all time is. In space, we wouldn't have a reference for time because it wouldn't be a sun or a moon. So all these math equations that time is bent in space and all that shit is fake, that shit doesn't exist. Okay? And if you wanted to tell time in space, you would go off your biological clock, okay? Which is different than the cosmic clock. Okay? And the cosmic clock is what dictates energies and time periods, okay, through the astronomical alignments of different constellations and zodiacs. And over different periods of times, there's different energies. And depending on what zodiac you are, is going to tell you what energies you are in tune with, okay, and what star systems you're in tune with. Okay, and what are your secret powers? Because nowadays everybody wants to be a damn victim. Everything's victimhood. Like, oh, I'm a fucking Gemini, so now that's an excuse for me to be a piece of shit. When in reality, those zodiacs are your powers, and you could harness and use those things for good. Okay, we're gonna stop this victim mentality and all this shit. Okay, because that's how they divide and conquer and keep us low vibrational. Okay, by teaching us these lies, ultimately making us fight over shit, and then we're not in tune with who we are, where we come from, and then they feed us a bunch of this bullshit. Okay, because they want to feed us materialistic bullshit, even materialistic reality, thinking everything is a particle, when a particle is just a vibration in a field. So a particle isn't a field, and a field isn't a particle, which means the most quantum and the most basic level and building block, the most basic building blocks of life are invisible forces. They're not particles, they're not physical things. Okay? Things like emotions and fucking fields and magnetic, love, consciousness, and light, and all these things, okay, are fields. Okay? So, switch off topic a little bit. Religions, alright? So, the 7 days of the week, why are there only 7 days? There's 365 days in a whole year, and only 7 are named. Why? Each day of the week, right, represents a celestial body. And back in ancient times, they considered the sun and the moon as planets. So it represented the 7 planets. And we know those 7 represent the 7 chakras, because we went through that already. But, so these 7 planets, right? Moon, sun, Jupiter, Saturn, right? Each planet had a god that represented it, okay? These Abrahamic religions worship Saturn, the deity that created physical reality, okay? One of the lower dense realities. That's why the Gnostics call life hell, physical reality hell, okay? Because they understand that we're spiritual beings, and this physical body puts limits on our souls, okay? So the fact that I can make heaven and hell makes me powerful, okay? And you can do the same thing, and if you have done it, you are powerful, okay? So now these deities, right? These deities just represent those energy points in your body. Okay? That's the magic and the alchemy behind these words that we speak. Okay? Because these languages come from the stars too. Alright? The original letters for all these languages come from different zodiacs, and they flip them or whatever, and then over time, even now to English, we still use a lot of these letters that were developed from these constellations, which is just the aliens using their fucking, that's them basically communicating, that's their way of communicating with human beings, okay? Because before any intervention, right, before any alien intervention, we would be speaking telepathically or using our body language. That would be our communication, okay, just like animals, okay, and we would rarely use our vocals for anything, okay, we wouldn't need to. That's like a very low vibrational way of communication that we communicate nowadays, because they got us on very low vibrational ways of living in general, okay, and we have to fight back and empower ourselves and be knowledgeable, okay, and know what you're praying to and what you're doing, okay? Because if you believe in an Abrahamic religion like Christianity, Judaism, or Muslim, you're a Muslim, okay, and you believe in Islam, okay, you're believing in a certain deity, all right? And if you're not smart enough to know that there's other deities and other energies, then you're not recognizing things that are real, okay? And you're just denying information that's already been proven and that exists, okay? Your ancestors love you, they want to talk to you, but it's hard, okay? Because you believe in woo-woo bullshit a lot of the time and not knowing where this stuff comes from. And it's okay, because a lot of these scriptures have a lot of good, positive messages that can help you throughout life. But these things have origins, and it's better to go back into the origins to know the real truth, okay, behind these things. Because they make a lot of things seem scary that are not. Like magic, alchemy, oh my god, that's demon, devil worship. Okay, when you're worshiping a deity that literally beats the fuck out of you every time you get knowledge, okay, you have to understand, or actually understand, because English language is actually a witch language, okay? So me saying understand is because I'm just starting this channel and I'm going into brief explanations and stuff. But really, we're going to get into the witchcraft of language, and we're going to understand how certain words are just used in a way to keep us in spells, okay? Because you don't stand under no one, okay? So y'all don't have to understand what I'm saying. Understand what I'm saying, okay, guys? And I'll do a whole lesson on the witchcraft and language and how it shapes our perceptions and realities. Because they also do it through symbolism, right? Like the Freemasons and stuff. And the Freemasons are really gatekeepers of this information, right? Because they want to be the ones that basically communicate with these aliens carrying out their negative orders on this planet, okay? But there's actually good aliens too that are collective consciousness that are trying to help, because they like what's happening right now with humanity, and they're seeing the Schumann resonance rise on the earth, and they're seeing the earth's frequency rise, and they're seeing humans' frequency rise, because we're beings on this planet, and it's actually making them very curious in this time, that there's aliens coming from all different dimensions here just to watch this period of time, because it's so special and unique within the grand cosmos and the multiverse, right? And this is one of those rare times, okay? So we need to be prepared for these communications that are going to happen too. But there's also bad aliens that people have been working with for a long time to mine and strip this planet of fucking resources, okay? And they keep us stuck into these fucking mental paradigms that don't exist, okay? Because that's why there's only 7 days named out of 365. Because they sold us false pretenses and false lies and illusions like time that doesn't exist. Time doesn't exist. Okay, y'all? We have something called immortal DNA. Okay? We're supposed to live longer than 120. That's the way they altered our DNA. Okay? And this whole shit that we come from chimps, they're only, number one, they say it's 98%, and it's only like 80%, okay? There's like 400 million differences, okay? So if you want a more accurate number, according to them, it would be 80%. And if you want an even more accurate number, okay, they're only counting the 20% of our DNA, because the other 80 is junk DNA, and they call it bullshit. So they're only counting 20% of our DNA, and they're trying to say we share 98% with a chimp, which is a lie. Because they don't want you to know that motherfucking other beings came and fucking took the whatever Neanderthals and the shit that was on this fucking planet and started forging shit up to create a fucking race of beings that could do their little fucking dirty work, because they didn't want to run the goddamn machinery and shit, okay? And that ties into deeper shit that they've been doing for thousands of years and signing fucking contracts, okay? So in the Abrahamic religions, that's why it's 6,000 years. That's why the Jews is 5,000 something. That's why the Christians is 6,000 years. They knew that they only had 6,000 years of control until the age of Aquarius would come in and people would start being more knowledgeable, okay? And they know the end of their contracts are up. So that means that's the end of their magic spells, okay? That's why Queen Elizabeth, when she died, at her funeral, they snapped her magic wand. Why would she have a magic wand? Because the curse is over, y'all. okay? And now we're in the year of the snake, 2025. And all my gods and goddesses know that all the work we went through last year is paying off. It's gonna keep paying off more because of our positive fucking attitude and our change and our outlook on shit. And it took a lot of inner work. A lot of inner work. Okay, you had to look deep inside yourself. You had to face all those fears inside you. You had to face that dragon, okay, that reflection. The thing that people are scared to look at, okay? The inner worst selves, okay? Because from the darkness, that's where the light comes from, okay? You have to come from that chaos. You gotta dive into it, all right, fearlessly. Look inside yourself and be like, this is me, and I don't want to be that. Or this is me, and I can use this power elsewhere. Okay, you have to be smart and compartmentalize, blah. Okay, how do you say that damn word? That shit got me fucked up now. Compartmentalize. Anyway, getting back to the subject because I was drifting off anyway. Okay. So know what you're worshiping, okay? And just know everything has an origin. And that it's okay for you to see your God within your own reflection. But you have to also understand that all these lines on the map were drawn by people and beings. And that none of that really exists outside of our own perceptions. And that it's okay for other people to have other cultures. That it shouldn't produce hate. Okay? And if you want to get into genetics and gifts and all that stuff, there's different races that are genetically gifted in different things. And that should be embraced and loved. And it doesn't make one better than the next. Because you can't tell me what color your soul is, okay? And you cannot give a valid reason for why souls are embodying different bodies. Okay? We're choosing vessels for a certain reason. Okay, so there's powers outside of these vessels. That there's a lot of vessels that have the capability, genetically wise, probably, but they're never gonna do shit because they didn't have the soul to tap in. So we have to stop looking and being victims of our eyes. Okay, because our eyes will tell us the sun is yellow, even though the sun turned white. And when we was younger, it was yellow, and my people know that that's true. But in reality, the sun would be green because it's the most light that comes out of the sun, green and blue. So technically, the sun would be green. But the way it's hitting our eyes, we think it's yellow or white. Okay? And then we judge our whole reality based off perceptual reality, which is such a limited fucking strip on the whole spectrum of light in general. Okay? And human ego and perceptions make us think a bunch of shit that just isn't reality. Okay? There's spiritual meanings and magical practices behind these religions. Okay? That's what's all on the walls. Okay? All on the walls of Egypt and all these fucking ancient sites. That shit is magic spells. Okay? That's your magic, your ancient magic. Okay? That was actually their forms of communication to higher beings and shit like that, and higher consciousnesses. Okay? There's good and bad, and there's ways to tap in. Alright? And we have to tap in, get our energies back, get our knowledges back, stop falling for this foolery. This foolery. To call Jesus or Moses or Allah your ancestor is disrespecting all your ancestors, and it's literally creating a fucking separation that you cannot even get the blessings or the help or the protection you need. Because you're looking elsewhere for shit that's all inside you. All of this shit is inside you. Okay? So wherever you're from, right? You could be Native American, right? You could be European, Asian, African, Australian. Alright? You could be whatever, and you can, you can like give thanks to your ancestors. Okay? And you can view your, what you would call God, you can view your energy as your image. That's okay. Just know things have an origin. Alright? And we have to understand what the fuck they were talking about. Okay? And when you see it's a code, right? And then the Freemasons took that code, and that's how they communicate through these religions and these languages. They'll start making sense, all these symbols and these signs that they put in front of your face, that they make you think it's scary, that it's not. Like the Eye of Horus and the pyramids and all that shit, when that's really your inner powers and the magical rituals that they're using behind closed doors, that they're making you think is woo bullshit, and then scaring you away from using it for yourself, for the betterment of your life, for the betterment of the earth and your community and all that shit that they want to rob us from. Okay? Because this is technology, this is information, this is science too. Okay? But not everything is an atom, not everything is a particle. Okay, there's fields, there's things that exist that are invisible that dictate our whole motherfucking reality. Okay, and that's where these things come from. That's the metaphysics of life, understanding the unseen. Okay, because that's more real than the seen. Because all they're doing is projecting a hologram, and we're thinking what's real is real, but then your perception changes what you see, and your shit changes all the time, because all the shit is just a projector. Okay, and they're using different fucking technologies, like the fucking Doppler radar, using fucking HARP, and they're using different frequency machines to send out electromagnetic waves, which then hit our eyes, which then shape our reality. And they're also using weather modification machines, like that motherfucking sub-zero technology, like the fucking shit they got in Greenland. Okay, so the whole Trump shit with the whole Greenland, you know, and then this whole fucking polar shit that's happening right now. Okay, 50,000 years ago, that alien spaceship that landed in Greenland, that's given all the sub-zero technologies in the winters to the fucking Earth. Okay, they're just fucking with that shit. They're spiking it out of control right now. See what I'm saying? Because so with solar maximum, right, and the way the Earth right now is supposed to be is warmer, especially up there. Right, where America and New York and all that shit is not supposed to be motherfucking cold like that. Alright, that's their fucking technology that they're using. Okay, that's why technology has advanced so much within the last few years. Okay, we're using alien technology. Look at those quantum computer chips. Look at those shits. And no human developed that shit. It's too fucking small, the detail and the fractal fucking geometries, okay? These are fucking beings that have used nature. They've harnessed the power of nature to create their technologies because they're so fucking advanced, okay? And they've done it in ways to fucking control other fucking races and beings, alright? And the motherfucking, they made a fucking group of people to be in control to run their plans. That would be the Canaanite bloodlines, okay? And they started with the darker colored beings, the one you would call Yakub and shit, that ended up being lighter colored beings. You know what I mean? Which basically means that everyone is a dark skinned being, but you know, let's not even talk about that. But anyway, they just want to create these divides and separations because there's a group of people, right? And those are the bloodlines. That's why they want to keep it in the bloodline, because that's the bloodline that's running shit for these fucked up motherfuckers who gave us our religions and all the shit that we worship right now. Okay? So it's time to break these curses. We're out of the curses. Okay? Your religion is magic. That's why there's altars at your church, at your shul, at your mosque. Okay? Get an altar in your house. Do magic that's good for the earth. Okay? Understand that those books that were given to you are just astrology books. Okay? That's why the Bible was called the Helios Biblios or something like that. Okay? And who's the sun god? Ra of Egypt? Right? The Torah. Right? The Quran. Right? The Quran got a whole chapter just on astrology. Okay? So these are behavioral science books and astrology books. There to help you fucking know that the human body is tuned into astrology and the same thing, and to also give people rules for their behavior because they wanted to control people a certain way. Okay? But then there's esoteric versions of these same texts which give you the spiritual nature of what they really mean, and those tie in more to the ancient traditions, and it's more in tune and it's more aligned. Okay? So, Bobby Hemmett, with his information on the esoteric versions of texts, right? For the Torah, it'd be the Kabbalah. For the Bible, it'd be the Gnostic text, right? And then for the Muslims, the Quran, it'd be Sufism, right? These are the esoteric versions of texts to help you understand the spiritual version of what they're talking about and get the magic and alchemy behind these spells for them to really hit home. And for you to understand that you're a spiritual being in this body, right? You're not this body having a spiritual experience. So that's a brief explanation and description on religions, and I hope that helped. That was kind of brief, but there's a lot of information on these topics, okay? And I'm just giving y'all the real from my side and what it is, okay? And I invite y'all to do your own research to learn things, okay? Because no one knows everything, and there's a lot of information out right now, and all of it is undeniable when you really tap in and you see the design in nature and you see the signs and the synchronicities and you see nothing's random. Okay, so what will I leave y'all with? All these religions are just talking about you, the body, the soul, the history, the magic, the science. Okay, tap in deeper. The farther you go back, it's like the game telephone. You know, where someone whispers something in someone's ear, and then the next person, and by the time it gets to the end, it's not even the same fucking thing. So it's better to go to the sources, because then you'll get the original story. Okay? So that was today's discussion. Yo, it's a nice night, man. Wherever y'all at, have a good day or night, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you for giving me your time. Keep on studying, keep on growing, keep on getting healthier, keep on getting stronger and smarter, okay? Time's coming. Peace.